these on?
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, we good.
They ask, why are you so obsessed with
your father?
Palestine.
blackness? Can't you write about anything else? And I mean, we could
Ignore the gashes.
Forget about the bruises on our necks.
reset the bones. We could write about something else, but
Sometimes I open my mouth and my father flies out, fist first. He dislodges a few of my teeth. They become collateral damage. My dad is such a good dad. He writes all of my poems for me. He's the reason why my diction is sharp, lines break.
don't you see the apparition, the shadow, following whenever I get some shine? Sometimes the light hits me,
And my dad is a black silhouette laughing in the white.
Sometimes the light hits me,
and my shadow disappears like he did.
how can I understand the haunts,
The
The
horrors.
shadows encroaching on my family portrait without looking back. I write about my father
because I know when you do not name something, it outgrows condemnation. My birth was deemed an act of war. My breath will be constituted un-American. So how can I talk about my people? Blackness is the most silenced lesson ever taught. It's the body always lynched in the dark, dragged through teeth but never chewed on. Does it only taste good when it's raisined in the sun? I know my metaphors are hard to hear when they're not dying. To give you life, this poem be affirmative action. Paying back the screens so it quiets. On auction blocks, I won't be muted. On this stage, this is our rebellion. Children of the cane coming back to free the plantation of the new Jim Crow.
These histories about to more than just a microphone. My people are more than fly paper for bullets. A Palestinian home is not a cliche unless bulldozed homes are just potholes to you.
I do not care if you have heard this poem before.
I'm still seeing the red stains that jumped off the Israeli flag and into the pores of a corpse. People tell me
Repetition makes a thing meaningless.
Is that what you call a brown boy's heartbeat? Would you expect a Palestinian poet to give birth to anything but a bombshell? I cannot raise any other poems from this homeland of a mouth when having a pulse is lucky.
We revisit scenes of trauma because
the house is still
The
haunted.
walls are still trembling.
the lashings are still fresh.
The suspect is still in the building.
When you write us off as cliches, you're gutting our case file of its pages.
Because you think it's closed.
Our poems salve my family's wounds shut.
Find the shape of home in the borders of a stanza.
Carry our testimonies across generations.
Free our history from its chains line by line.
If we do not speak, who will bear witness to how we survived?
My mother has always been scared of open water.
Said that it can never bite back its hunger for a black body.
Told me waves crash against bodies just as hard as ex-lovers' fists. My mother was my first swimming instructor.
Carrying me around in her
Skin-locked, steel-locked tank she showed me with body.
Spine,
Cord,
keeping my chest up,
hands,
holding my back up,
lungs,
blowing
blowing
air
air into my life vest.
Lesson 1. This is survival. You don't have the luxury to fail the swim test. This pool
is a classroom,
and failing.
is drowning.
There are no retakes for niggas in America.
Lesson 2, don't dive into shallow pools or shallow relationships. They'll crack your head open. Cement is unforgiving like the backs of an ex-lover's palm, and chlorine isn't good for the brain. He tells you you'll drown without him tying you up to the railing. Don't swim too far away from me. My womb is the only safe place left.
Lesson 3. There are no safety nets in the ocean. My hands that hold your back up are going to fall one day. So swim like the white caps are going to devour you into the sunken place, unanchor you from your body, and teach you how to capsize.
Lesson 4, learn when to breathe. Breathe every 2 strokes. Breathe every time he tells you not to. Breathe every time he tries to choke it out of you. If you can't, then you might as well give up. No one waits for you to learn. They only wait for you to die trying.
Lesson 5, there are no... Blacks are terrestrial animals, have only been wading in the water, been fish food, been chopped whole. They spit the bones out of fish, but not out of niggas.
Lesson 6, keep your eyes open underwater. Sharks love to bite ankles that can't see them.
Don't blink.
The salt will burn, but so will his fist.
Don't blink.
Knock out his teeth and wear them as shark tooth necklace.
Lesson 7, don't drink the water you have to swim in. They will call you cannibal, call you black on black crime, call you master's house. The whites of your teeth will turn against you. Colonize your mouth with the stench of Negroes. Don't let them make a foreigner of your own body.
Lesson 8, if you're stuck in a rip current, swim parallel to the shore. If it takes you deeper, let it think it's stronger than you. Poison its mouth with your blood. Your body will always find its way back home, so swim.
Butterfly yourself into a hurricane.
Swim, front crawl yourself to the shoreline, swim.
Come back to the shoreline, backstroke,
breaststroke,
butterfly,
come back to my womb,
backstroke,
breaststroke,
butterfly,
come back to this safety. We must fight to the shorelines. You must fight to the shorelines. I must fight to
the...
Tall self. Last semester,
On top of classes,
sorry, that was so low. Last semester,
on top of classes,
2 jobs,
and staying black, we had to take out a federal subsidized loan.
a federal unsubsidized loan. Don't know the difference, but we got them all. Got our mamas eating Cheerios for breakfast, lunch, and dinner just to enroll us in the payment plan.
And still, we gotta live with these dirty, trifling roommates. Tell me why Rancid Rachel sees that we have a damn dishwasher, but don't clean a dish the first.
Leave water in the sink like it's a turtle tank.
Stay killing with that leaving dirty dishes in the sink to sink shit. Girl, leaving dishes in the sink for 5 months is called drowning. Guess she learned from George Bush how to abandon things in high water.
Tell me why Dusty Derek decides he's gonna leave his soaked snotty tissue on our freshly bleached counter.
Then go to sleep for 12 hours. Like, damn, Derek, look, there's a trash can.
Damn, Derek, look, there's your tissue.
Damn, Derek, put your damn tissue in the trash can. And tell me why we asked Sour Sam if you're gonna clean the kitchen. And he sucks his white American teeth.
Bloodied his white tea with Cheeto-stained fingers and says,
Only black people clean. And I think of my mama.
pouring out bedpans, bathing grown men, being slurred nigger at the nursing home.
Customers calling her a bitch, her knees cracking at cashier counters like she ain't the store manager. Backs bent, body shaped like question marks. Wonder how they gonna support their kids. I suppose
home training is an optional seminar.
I suppose no child left behind to have a cleaning segment.
We don't got the privilege to be dirty. Our mamas don't play that. A dirty house can wake my mother out of her sleep. Even a fork in the sink can make her skin itch. Because she didn't raise us with bleach and spick and span in hand to think filth was anything but disrespectful. Our mamas don't
will
play
pop
that.
off like, how can people have so much money, face be beat to the gods, eyebrows snatch, if they can't even nip and tuck their room back together? Oh yeah, they don't have a black woman to be their mammy anymore.
Even when ignorant folk treat our moms like maids,
Her
their
broomstick spine keeps her head up high and sweeps our family together.
Our mamas gotta slave long shifts,
Take out loans,
keep home in check to make sure our family got something holy to sit on.
Because our mothers praise the kingdom they gotta struggle for. She'd say,
At
least I got a job, even though I might gnaw in my bones.
At least I got a bank account even though it's anchored with debt.
At least I got a home, even though it takes an iron fist to beat it into shape.
At least I got something clean out of this world that gave me nothing but a dirty plate to start with. Oh. It's you again.
Because there's an A in there. A Molotov cocktail is thrown up into the air in Gaza.
Flames spiral down and devour buildings in Baltimore.
Tear gas rises up from the dirt and consumes Palestinian flags.
New York protesters clutch their throats and say they can't breathe.
Rubber bullets are confettied into Arab resistance.
A black mother's face is splattered with sorrow.
Bodies drop to pick up stones made of their ancestors' homes.
Bodies drop to stop streets and block stop time in Times Square.
What's happening in the U.S. has a cousin across the Atlantic. Palestine has had foreign hands clasped at its throat. Israeli soldiers patrol the streets, evict us from our homes, and murder. In 1967, soldiers became gardeners, tore out my grandfather's roots, cut down his home, dislodged my family from our land, and now Palestine has been under militarized occupation for decades. The gun range.
Black communities have always been on the defensive since American patriots put on whiteness to lynch, since the COINTELPRO infiltrated the SCLC, the NAACP, and the Nation of Islam. Black pride and liberation is excuse enough to be followed home
by a bullet
in the night
while asleep,
sedated by the state.
countless black soldiers draped in stars and stripes.
Today, broken taillights,
Dead.
lording with your skin,
Dead.
hands attached to black bodies.
Always the excuse for murder. Black America has always been at war. We are in a police state where
Fear raids my body when my uncle's been
a
arrested.
checkpoint bars you from prayer because of a soldier's moodiness.
We trust cell phone cameras more than we trust
An
testimonies.
Israeli assault rifle is pressed against my chest. I was not surprised when he told me he was going to kill me.
This is part of living in the home of the brave.
and the only democracy in the Middle East being so familiar with your own death.
That even dying becomes a cliche.
Threats of your undoing aren't just posted on every corner.
But patrol our thoughts too.
Pictures of 30 millimeters fire into my brain like a neuron over and over until the magazine's worth of images. An Israeli tank is enveloped in the shadow of a little girl.
The little girl raises her rock, brick, fist, and slings a chant. Free, free, Ferguson,
Tulkarm,
Rochester,
Nablus,
Detroit,
Khalil,
any place where our front steps are splattered into battlegrounds. Don't know where Chicago housed the blues.
So does Gaza.
When Detroit ran dry.
So did Khalil.
When the LAPD patrols.
They patrol Hebron,
Our struggles are different.
but the same hand pulls the trigger.
It's just that one wears a badge.
And the other a dog tag.
Our
Our struggles are different,
but
but Palestine and Black America both raise fists, both raise resistance. Malcolm said, you must attain freedom by any means necessary. So, here comes reinforcements.
In memory of Jordan Edwards, America after Portia O. When people say make America great again to black people, I stay trying to figure out which black America history book they was reading. I guess we can just tell all the niggas who were lynched by cops that they can come down now. I guess the snaps of their neck was just the sounds of their black privilege. I guess niggas just fell off the deep end when policed across the Atlantic. I guess that it was their fault they got caught up in chains. I guess slavery was just a business decision. I guess America don't take black oppression cards anymore. History wipes clean, pen and ballot, anger denied, vanish. I guess niggas was supposed to forget. I guess cut oppression in half and call it equality. I guess we can just tell all the black families that their children's death was just a dress rehearsal. If their children's death was just a curtain call, I guess black mothers are just meant to be beat down enough so they give up on their black sons. I guess black fathers are meant to come with pamphlets on how to die young, buried underneath their skin. I guess black daughters deserve to watch their mommies and daddies die through back seats and car windows. I guess anger can't come in nighttime silhouettes masked on the crime scene tape. I guess protesters just stay screaming for no damn reason. I guess because niggas ain't the only one getting murdered on streets, it's a matter of safety now. But where were you when bombs blew up 4 little girls in Alabama? When they didn't know which head belonged to which body scattered like dropped puzzle pieces? Where were you when they lynched the boy down in Money, Mississippi? When they murdered the little boy out in Cleveland, Ohio, when they shot up the little boy down in Sanford, Florida, when they gunned down the little boy out in Ferguson, Missouri. I guess blackness just precedes niggas' names. I guess black lives matter for target practice. I guess hands up means shoot at will. I guess niggas been built to be graveyard silent, been built to be open like caskets, built choking on justice ever since Cyrus and Senna stole us from homelands, ever since 911 became an offering, ever since cops became police, ever since America.
Thank you so much for braving the storm. My name is Mahogany L. Brown, and this was Art versus Over Gentrify, presented by BLM at Pratt, our final presentation for this year. And thanks for coming out. We'll see you again. Peace. One more poem. Sorry. This is bad. Like a body born beneath the dirt every night can be denied dignity. In solidarity with #dignity strike. I am sitting in Brooklyn when I receive an email. Lights ablaze in every corner of the room. Sometimes I am afraid of who I will become in the dark. And this email requests I look into the dark. Look into the eyes of a people stolen from themselves. How easy it becomes to find myself there, lost in the skin of survival. Thriving is a leisure. Maybe I will aim for this gift tomorrow. But today, everything in the sky is on fire. Everything in the sky is only fire and death with the clenched entitlement to brown skin. It is not a prayer for our children. It is not a prayer for our children's children, and they too are dignified. These gorgeous revolutionaries, breathing and born anyway, this liberation of blood, this determined act to return to a war with freedom beneath the nail beds. Kefya against the sky, open mouths upturned, and still singing life, and still singing love, despite the destruction and the silence, coaxing America's slack jaw shut.